you're looking to visit San Francisco and don't want to deal with driving, bridge toll, and parking, it's super easy to take the SMART train and then the ferry. You can get there from all the way to Windsor. The SMART train starts north there and stops in pretty much every city all the way down to the ferry terminal in Larkspur. You can even get a discounted ticket through the SMART Train app. One-way ticket is $10, and that includes the train and the ferry, which is much more affordable than paying separately. So I would definitely look into that on the SMART Train app. So we're just getting off at the last south station, at the Larkspur station, and from here it's a short walk over this bridge to where the ferry terminal is. They do have a van, so if you're not wanting to walk, or if you have elderly people or someone in a wheelchair, they can drive you over there, but it's such a short walk that we don't really mind walking. The other way to pay for the SMART train is using a Clipper card, or if you are only taking the ferry, then you can purchase tickets right outside before you enter the ferry, or you can use your Clipper card to get onto the ferry as well. And if you don't know what a Clipper card is, it's just a local payment for pretty much any sort of public transportation. The ferry takes about 35 minutes either way, and they're very reliable as well as far as the timing of the ferry. Today we had a particularly beautiful day. You can see there was a little bit of fog when we got into the city, but we had a great view of the city coming in. And we usually start at the ferry building. It's a great place to just walk around and get something to eat. They have coffee shops, pastry shops, bookstores, and around lunchtime they also have a bunch of different restaurants that are open, wine bar. You should definitely check it out. It's really fun to just walk around, and on the weekends they do have a really great farmers market. I would definitely recommend checking that place out. So after we had ourselves a snack, we started to walk down the pier. We happened to notice this Coast Guard ship, so we just stopped to take a peek at it. They were doing some drills, and we thought that was kind of cool. But originally what we were walking to is this World War II museum and memorial, the USS Pampanito. It's a submarine that you get to go in, and they have an audio tour. I think it took us about 35 to 40 minutes to get through, and that's about how long the audio tour was as well. It's $25 per person, unless you're like a senior or a student. They do have some discounted rates, and I would highly recommend this. I think it was definitely worth the $25. It was really an immersive experience because the audio is coming from real crew members who were on this vessel, and you're walking through this ship with people who were working on this ship, telling you how it functions, what daily life was like, and I just thought that was really cool. I will tell you, being that this is a submarine, it is small quarters, and there are these doorways that you go through that you kind of have to climb through, and if you're on the taller side, you do have to bend over to get through. So if you struggle with claustrophobia, this probably isn't the tour for you, but for everyone else, it was very interesting. They talk about how there was limited water, even, for drinking and for showering, because it was used to cool down the batteries. They also talk about how it was extremely hot at times and limited airflow. When they were underwater, they would watch the same movies over and over. They would listen to the same songs over and over, because what they had was what they had. There was limited room, and they would just use what they had. Also, they rescued 73 prisoners of war and brought them back on the ship with their crew, which they already had limited space for. So I found that extremely impressive. Again, highly recommend. If you're in the area, you should check this place out. To lunch, we tried this new spot, RNG Lounge, and we just shared pretty much everything. We got these braised ifu noodles. They had mushrooms and pork with thick noodles. I had never tried Peking duck, so we got this half Peking duck. Came with these little dumpling tacos that you eat it in, and then the steamed sea bass. Overall, I thought it was a good spot, and I would go back and try some other stuff. Afterwards, we spent the rest of the afternoon walking around SFMOMA, the Museum of Modern Art. Neither of us had been there. It's 7 floors. The 7th floor happened to be closed for the next exhibit that they were putting in there, but there was still lots to see. That took a couple of hours. Then we headed over to the Salesforce Tower. You can take an elevator up to the Salesforce Park, and it's a public park. They have a huge circle sidewalk area that you can walk around up there. There's a bunch of plants. They also have this spot where you can get a beer or wine or snack. So that was kind of a neat thing to do. There's also apparently a gondola that you can take to the top, which I didn't realize, but that was actually running when we were up there too. And then on to dinner, another new place. It's called Laleka. It's a Ukrainian comfort food restaurant. The menu was pretty simple. They have various flavors of dumplings. They had borscht. They have a wine and beer menu. So here's the borscht. It comes with this bread, and it was really good. Traditionally, you put sour cream in it, so that's what we did. And then those were the cabbage rolls with beef, and then these were the chicken pierogies, so you can dip them in sour cream. And I would definitely go back there. It was really good food, and overall just like the vibe of it being a comfort restaurant. Then here you can see us using the Waymo. I happen to have a coupon for Waymo, but depending on the time of day, it can actually be the same price as an Uber. Sometimes it can be a little bit more expensive. But if you've never been in one, it's kind of a cool experience. It is limited to only the area of San Francisco, and I can tell you we felt completely safe the entire time. You can see in this video all of the things that it can detect. It detects other cars, people crossing the street. Overall, just kind of a cool thing to try out. After dinner, we went to this cool rooftop cocktail bar called Kaiyo. This is the drinks menu. Of course, I had to get the drink that came in the cat cup. It was actually still good. But here you can see it's a really cool view. We got to see basically the perfect timing of the sunset. The next day we did some more walking. There's really a bunch of cool spots to see just walking around the city, especially once you get up on a hill like this. This was next to Coit Tower, which if you've never been up to the top of Coit Tower, even though there's a fee, I would recommend checking that out. It's just a cool spot. Next on the itinerary for day 2 was checking out this Liberty ship. It's the SS Jeremiah O Brien. It's the only remaining cargo ship from D-Day, and it's actually still fully functioning. There was signs all over, do not turn any knobs, do not touch any buttons, because this ship is still fully functional. This is the boiler room. You climb down this really steep ladder and then a couple of more ladders to check out the pure vastness of this area. I can't imagine maintaining this boiler room or even knowing what part functions another. This ship also included kind of an audio tour. They had these signs around the ship that would have a QR code. You can scan the QR code with your phone, and then it will have someone tell you about that area of the ship. One note about this ship being fully functional is that in 1994, it actually had a voyage to London. It was the 50th anniversary of D-Day, and it involved this volunteer crew. The average age of this volunteer crew was 70 years old. This day ended up having some fantastic weather. We had a great view, and when we were up on that deck, we got to see some of the seals that you can frequently see when you're in San Francisco and walking along the pier. We decided to have brunch at Yank. It's a really great traditional dim sum place. They walk around with these carts and you just point and pick and eat whatever you want. We love the soup dumplings. Of course, the pork buns are delicious. You really can't go wrong with this place. They've been doing this for a long time. That concluded our second, or rather half day in San Francisco. We hopped on the ferry and took the train back home. I hope that this video was helpful for you. It's really just a fun thing for me to catalog one of the fun days that we had. I'll make sure to link pretty much everything in the video, all the restaurants that we went to in the description. I'm always trying to find the next best restaurant in San Francisco since there's new ones all the time. So if you have one, please be sure to let me know. Thanks for watching.